Okay, so I really want you to try and understand the difference between independent versus dependent events. So if you go through a couple of examples where you can see them both together, then you can see why they are different. So in the first example, we have a bag of marbles, and we want to know what is the probability of pulling a white marble 2 times in a row. Now this event can be either independent or it can be dependent. So let's look at the independent one first. So we're going to pick out a white marble and then we're going to put it back. Or we're going to try and pick out a white marble, should I say. And we want to know what the probability is of picking out the white marble. But the key thing about this question is that we are putting the marble back. So whichever colour we pick out, we're putting it back and then picking out the second marble. So the probability of picking out a white marble, well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 marbles. So the probability of picking out a white, we have 4 marbles. Oops, can you see that? So we have 4 marbles and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 marbles in the bag. So the probability of picking out a white marble is 4 out of 10. And that's for our first event. Now we want to know what the probability is now of picking out the second marble, bearing in mind that we've put the first one back. So we still have 10 marbles and we still have 4 white marbles in our bag. So the probability of picking out a white marble and a white marble, so therefore it's timesing, and we can simplify these. Okay, so 2 times 2 is 4, and 5 times 5 is 25. So the probability of picking out a white marble and a white marble, bearing in mind that we put the first marble back, so they're independent events, one does not affect the outcome of the other. We still have the same number of marbles that we started with, and we still have the same number of coloured marbles that we started with. Now let's look at a dependent event. So in this case, we're going to pick out a marble, and instead of putting it back, instead of replacing it, we're going to keep it. So the probability that we pick out a white marble on our first event, so the probability that the first marble that we pick out is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, because we've got 4 white marbles, and we've got 10 marbles in the bag still. So the probability of picking out our first marble and it being white is 4 out of 10. So that's the same. But then this is where it changes, because we're not going to put this marble back. We're going to keep this marble. So let's cross that off. Let's cross one white marble off because we've taken one out. So now, what is the probability of picking out a second white marble? Well, this time we've only got 3 to choose from. We've only got 3 white marbles. And we've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 marbles in the bag. So the probability of picking out a white marble and a white marble, so it will be timesing, keeping this marble has affected the probability of picking out another white marble, because now we've got less white ones in the bag and we have less marbles in the bag. So again, this can be simplified. So 2/5 over 1/3, times them together, and now that is the new probability. So can you see how by keeping one of the marbles, the event has become dependent, because by keeping this marble, it affects the probability of the next one, and it has resulted in a difference in the probabilities. So that is the significance of an independent and a dependent event. Okay, so let's have a look at another example. So this time we want to pull out a black marble followed by another black marble. So let's take the independent one first. So in this example, we're going to take out a black marble. So we have two black marbles in our bag. So the probability of picking out black, and this is our first event. So we've got two black marbles, and it's out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 again. And we're going to put this marble back in the bag. So we're going to replace it. So replacement is key. We're putting the marble back into the bag. So if we put the marble back again, the probability of picking out another black marble is still 2 out of 10. And because we want a black marble and a black marble, we're timesing it. And this is your second event. And that can be simplified to 1/5 times 1/5. And that equals 1/25. So the probability of picking out a black and a black marble in an independent event is 1 out of 25. Now the second question, this time is a dependent event. So we're going to pick out one black marble. So picking out one black marble is still 2 over 10. But now we're not going to put the marble back. We're going to keep it. So if I just cross one of these out. So now we only have one black marble in our bag. And we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 marbles in our bag. Okay, so by keeping the first marble, it has affected the probability of taking out the second marble. And again, we want a black marble followed by a black marble, so it's times in, and that becomes 1/5 times 1/9, and that equals 1 over 45. So you can see how the probability has changed because we didn't put the marble back. Okay, so by having an independent or a dependent event affects the two probabilities, and it's dependent because this depends on what happened in your first event. The second event is affected by you not placing the marble back into the bag. Have a go at the next one and see if you can work through it yourself.